Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at Solana, seeing what's going on. We do get a bit of a sell-off here, folks, and we're coming up to this support level at 108, but it's hard to say if that's going to hold. We're going to double check a few key factors, but still looking pretty bearish here for Solana. As I mentioned previously, we need to get above this level here. A close above 113 would have been fantastic, but unfortunately got rejected pretty hard by that 0.382 fib level. Okay, so hey, that happens sometimes, folks. You got to calibrate and adjust. Doesn't mean we got to just short everything now, but if Bitcoin sells off, just say for example down to 51K, we're going to see some pretty significant corrective behavior from this coin and a lot of altcoins too. So we just got to be mindful of that, be aware of it. Didn't have fantastic PPI news here today as well. A lot of little things kind of factoring in here. So just be mindful and try not to be, I don't want to use the word stupid, but try not to be, ignorant to the fact that, whether this coin is phenomenal or you believe in it and you love it, it doesn't mean that you should just go crazy and try to take some ridiculous position because you feel passionate about this, okay? The passion belongs somewhere other than trading. I'll just put it that way. All right, folks, so if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below. Got a lot of new members coming over. I just highly recommend you read through my signals guide so you understand how my signals are structured. Day trades are way different than swing trades. Same thing here as well. Congrats to our community members for a nice short profit there from Bitcoin. Only 10%, but hey, profit's profit, folks. That was a good little 4-hour trade there. VeChain, 4-month trade, 316%. See what happens when you're patient? There's a difference there, folks. So again, absolutely be careful. That short call for Bitcoin doesn't mean you just close everything and go short, but it's almost looking like it's that's a probability here. A lot of it hinges on Bitcoin, and obviously if it wants to decide to go up or down right now, so just please understand that. Okay, so let's look at Solana and kind of see what's going on, because outside of Bitcoin, there are still some important things to recognize here with key levels, okay? So when we take a look at liquidation, this really just reaffirming the fact that 108, we just talked about this, just below 108 is a heavy amount of liquidation. So, again, a short to 106, possibly a consideration. Either way you look at it, tremendous amount of shorts hedged there, right in the 119 to 120 range. So we got a lot of liquidation at that level. So just some friendly advice there. We break above here, we're probably going to see the price shoot to 122 or higher, based on the simple fact that that is a key level resistance. Once more, liquidation levels are not support or resistance levels. It's just they all kind of work in tandem. Okay, they're not one or the other, but it's oftentimes you'll see a large aggregation at those points. Okay, so again, take a look at the daily time frame. Let's clarify a couple things here, because big picture does still look pretty bullish, right? We got to recognize that. In other words, we take a look at our moving averages. We're still above all moving averages. We will be for some time. But you can see the 20-day SMA working its way up this ascending trend. So this ascending trend line is running concurrent with the 20-day SMA, okay? We want to pay attention to that. That's why I have the line out there, just to understand and ensure that we are, knowing where we're at, our place in the world, right? Because again, if we break below that, it doesn't mean that instantly bearish and you're just short. It just means that we no longer have to casually and passively be like, okay, we're fully bullish, right? So again, that's an indication there. I prefer to be on the right side of the tracks in most cases. So knowing that, we're still in good shape. Keep that in mind. Stochastic RSI swinging down, no surprise. Bitcoin's exuding similar behaviors right now. We can see RSI, money flow index, all coming down as well. That's very standard when you see 2 solid red days. MACD hasn't fully diverged yet, so we're not in the doghouse yet, but we're getting closer to that. Me personally, if you're going to consider shorting, make sure you get in and out before we hit the 20-day SMA. That'd be my recommendation there from a macro perspective. Do you take trades on one macro time frame? You do not. That's why we look at everything else. Let's continue. Taking a look here, we've lost the 20 and now the 50-day SMA. So we can presume those will be new resistances for us. We got this little support level here, tentative support at about 108. Drag that out over there from our most recent candlestick. Is that a definitive support level? No, but this does look like a bit of a pattern here, right? We could very well see the price come up here to retest this 0.382, the $113 mark, get rejected and come back down. I'm not personally subscribing to that being a pattern just yet, but I do think that it's important to recognize that we get one more leg up. I think 113 is going to be a problem child for us. All right, so just an outside thought there, with the 20-day SMA hanging out there as well. Stochastic RSI is trying to swing up, but hasn't. We lost 50 on the RSI. That's when we got rejected at 113 right here at 50 on the RSI. That's why, folks, when I talk to you about 50 on the RSI being important, it's almost always synonymous with a key level resistance or support level in charts. It's amazing how the RSI can tell us so many things. So to me, I couldn't live without the RSI. I feel like I'm shooting blind if I'm not using it. So again, we are below 50. That's the key takeaway here. Once more, reaffirming 113 as a resistance. MACD is diverging too. So pretty much everything is bearish on the 4-hour time frame. We once again have this 100-day SMA running concurrent with that ascending trend line here, letting us know that the 104, 105 range could be a possible profit target. Okay, so again, hypothetically, short to that level, 3.5%, 4%. That's a consideration. Is it a guarantee? No, definitely not. But we do got to recognize that this most recent low here will potentially work as a support if this one is broken. Okay, so again, just some things to kind of think about. Hourly time frame, let's quickly confirm here. This is what I was talking about yesterday, the bearish divergences that we need to respect and understand on the charts. And if you look at this here, we can see 113, instant rejection level, price continued lower. It's running fairly concurrent with the lower lead on the cloud too. So now we're in bear town, okay? So does this mean you go hot and heavy with a short position? No, but you're probably going to have better statistical probabilities of success going down than up at this exact moment, based on, again, how Bitcoin is looking kind of weak on the smaller time frames. Once more, we're still above the cloud on the hourly for Bitcoin. We haven't broken bearish at all, but it's exuding a lot of bearish qualities on larger time frames. Okay? If those do come to fruition, that in conjunction with some PPI data that might have not come out so well today, we could very well see a further sell-off. Keep in mind too, Bitcoin dominance is increasing, and when it goes up, altcoins like this go down because these are profitable altcoins, okay? So again, just some things to kind of think about in the big picture. Is that everything? For the most part, yes. We don't need to look at too much else. I mean, we can double check our TD sequential and see if we are overextended. The chances of us being overextended is moderately high, but also not. In other words, we hit a 9 on TD sequential, got a little reset. We keep seeing these lower low, lower high patterns, okay? So what we're gonna probably wanna do here is draw out a trend line and kind of just pay attention to that as well. And see if we cannot break through this trend line, there's a solid chance we're probably gonna be able to see the price action continue lower. Again, this guy down here is our last line of defense at 108.25, okay? So that's kind of where we're at there. Generally speaking, not looking fantastic, but I've seen a lot worse, okay? So again, sky isn't falling, folks, but we got to respect the fact that we could see some further downside. If we don't break this descending trend line, we're probably going to continue lower. And if Bitcoin does end up selling off lower than 52K, hitting that 51.5, 51K, 50,500 maybe, then we're going to absolutely see a correction here from Solana. So it's up to you if you want to risk it for the biscuit or if you just want to wait for a better long position. Me personally, I'm leaning a little bit more towards a consideration for a short on this coin. And others too. I think AVAX is on my list also as well. But again, you got to keep in mind, folks, there's a lot of good breakouts that are happening too with a lot of coins as well that look like they want to leg up. They're just hesitant because Bitcoin's kind of being a bit of a stinker right now. So something to think about. Future reference, I get this question a lot, so I figure I'd cover it. Yes, we're having a trading competition near the month end. You have to use my link to register for it with Bitunix. Link down below. They also offer no KYC or VPN, so if you're in the US or Canada, probably one of our best and only options at this point. And I tell you, they're a phenomenal exchange. You're going to love them. Check them out. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you're interested in checking out my Trading Academy community or Signals group. And obviously, we got our partners page there too. I hope you learned something here today, folks. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.